Ladies and gentlemen, you ever get that feeling like someone stuck a bullseye on your back, painted it bright red, and handed the internet a set of water pistols? Yeah, welcome to 2025, where speaking your mind is apparently the most dangerous hobby today. Look, first thing, if you're getting like death threats, if you're getting messages telling you to shut up or worse, this isn't drama for clicks. This is not part of the grind. This is serious, and if anybody thinks it's a badge of honor to be threatened, that tells you how sick the conversation has become. We laugh because what else do you do? Cry, but laugh with one eye open because this is getting bad. So let's break this down. On one side, you've got people who think it's fashionable to celebrate the death of someone they disagree with, like Charlie Kirk. On the other, you've got a whole army of keyboard pyromaniacs sending death flags like it's a hobby. Meanwhile, the rest of us, people who aren't professional politicians, who make videos, speak our mind, and try to wake people up, we're left asking, yeah, am I next? Are my meet and greets cancelled now because someone decided to play Who Can Be More Intolerant today? Is Ben Shapiro right to cancel his meet and greets? Maybe. Does he have a reason? Clearly, look what happened this week. Are we about to start doing private shows in basements with IDs and security checks like we're running a secret members club? Maybe that's the new normal. Maybe that is what I have to do now. Well, here's the brutal, honest truth. The culture of celebrating someone's death, like what the liberals were doing, is cowardice, plain and simple. It's performative moral signaling. It makes people feel powerful for 2 seconds while showing the entire internet how weak they are in real life. If you clap when someone dies because they pissed you off, congratulations, you've become the monster you claimed to oppose. Pat yourself on the back, suckle on your bosom. But if your account is open, you might also be giving the police their easiest leads ever. Cry harder, keyboard warrior. Now, let's laugh a little because we won't survive otherwise. Imagine this. Some influencer posts good riddance after a tragedy, and then their DMs explode with charity requests, brand managers asking them to toe the line, and their own mother blocks them for being petty on the internet. That is instant humility. The universe has a sense of irony and an algorithm with a vendetta. But humor aside, this is real danger. People are getting legit threats. Influencers are being targeted, people are being doxxed, events are getting shut down. Ben Shapiro cancelled his meet and greets. That's a bell we all heard. Ben is not my cousin. He is a public figure who has bodyguards for a reason. And when he pulls in the safety brake, you know the temperature is high. If a guy like Ben, with resources, security, a legal team with the money he makes, steps back, what does that tell the rest of us? It tells us that the environment is toxic enough to threaten ordinary people. If they could take out Charlie Kirk, what are we? Oh no, being threatened means you're relevant. Listen now, relevance doesn't mean you're a target. Relevance should mean you influence the conversation, not the recipient of poison mail. Being relevant doesn't require dodging bullets or sleeping with a taser under your pillow. That is not influence anymore. That is nothing but vulnerability. Now, hear me on this. We are not victims by default. We are fighters by design. I'm just wired differently, but fighters also have brains. So while we stay loud, we also have to get smart. So here are practical moves you and your circle need to adopt right now if threats are popping off, whether you make videos or not. As a citizen, number one, document everything. Screenshots, timestamps, DM records, phone numbers. Get receipts of threats. If you don't preserve the evidence, it will disappear faster than a sponsor payment or NSFAS. Police and platforms only move when you hand them receipts. Unfortunately, don't be the person who goes to a cop with the "he threatened me" and then hands over a screenshot 3 weeks later that has been edited. Be forensic. Also, you must report to platforms. If you're someone on Twitter, report to Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, every single platform. Use their violence and threats reporting flow. Don't rely on public outrage. Rely on documented reports. The platforms have a paper trail. Use it. Don't be the influencer who cries about censorship and then fails to hit report. Number three, you should also try and get public selectivity. So if a threat looks credible, tell your audience, but in a controlled way. Don't show specific addresses. Don't read the poison DM live. Say, I've been threatened, I've reported it. That puts the pressure on the agency and takes the power away from the coward who sent it. And you must also hire help if needed. If threats escalate, get a lawyer, get security. There is a reason why the biggest streamers on the planet, like Kai Sanat, for example, always walk on the street with bodyguards. Even if he's not someone who's too deep into politics, there's always someone out there who just hates for some strange reason. So even private security firms do short consultations for creators. So it means we need to start getting into that. Pull events, change format. If meet and greets are dangerous, you need to move to virtual. Do private, ticketed, vetted sessions, webinars. The world of influencer events is shifting to members only for a reason. It's not weakness, it's strategy. Number 6, you need to build a community defense. You need to share lists, you need to keep others informed. If Ronaldo is getting messages, we all know it and can amplify. If someone like Ronaldo gets messages, then hey, you can only imagine the types of threats he gets, right? You think I get threats? Think about the ones Ronaldo host gets. I'm just giving you an example. And we need to stop feeding the trolls. Don't respond. Toxic clapbacks excite the mob. You're an adult watching this. Act like one. Keep your style sharp, savage, funny. Even if you're not an adult watching this, don't respond. You're feeding them. Let them starve. Now, let me talk about the weird politics of all this. People love to say the left or the right are the cause. Truth is messier. Toxic humans exist on all sides. I've seen folks across the spectrum celebrate tragedies like it's an achievement. God damn, where did I leave my vocabulary? Must have left it at the bowling alley the other day. But nonetheless, keep your compass grounded to common decency. And to the liberals celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, let's be precise. Some people online celebrated, others were silent, a tiny minority cheered. The truth, and this matters, is that cheering a man's death is morally bankrupt. Whether they call themselves liberal, conservative, or porn stars, celebrating a human's death is vile. It makes the rest of us look monstrous. Call it out, mock it, record it, and make them uncomfortable as they made you. Because public shame matters in a world where hashtags are the nearest thing we have to justice. Here's the pivot, though, that few want to say out loud. This culture of threats also empowers the state and other institutions to clamp down on everyone. You think the South African Revenue Service is wanting us shut just because of taxes? Maybe. Maybe it's also political. But more dangerously, when violence becomes normal, governments find excuses to expand surveillance and cut civil liberties under the banner of safety. That is not freedom. That's the trap. So the worst part of threats is not just the direct harm. It's the excuse they give rich institutions to throttle speech for everyone. The mob hurts you, then the state uses the chaos to lock down the whole street. Now, I want you to lighten up again because otherwise you will go mad. Picture this. Some keyboard hero composes the perfect death threat in a vibration of rage, hits send, feels powerful, then realizes they forgot to log out of their mom's Netflix. That is peak cowardice. Post that clip and we'll all have a good laugh. Humans are funny in the worst ways. But humor aside, here's the emotional truth. Being threatened stings, no matter who you are, whether you're an influencer with 50 million subscribers or someone trying to get bread for your family. Your family worries, you worry, okay? I've felt that jitter, that nervous text at 2 a.m. asking if you should cancel the stream. It's awful. But you can turn that pain into discipline. Document, organize, build backup plans, diversify income. So no canceled tour can bankrupt you. You get what I mean? That's resilience. And to anyone who thinks threats are an inevitable cost of truth-telling, it's not. This is not martyrdom stuff. Don't romanticize being under threat. Truth doesn't require dying on the hill. It requires strategy, safety, and community. Heroes who die are remembered. Heroes who live out their decades producing content and raising kids are the ones who actually change culture. Be the latter, all right? I'm just a kid sharing my opinions online. I'm not really doing something half as serious as Charlie Kirk. And if they could take someone out like him like that, it means they're trying to like give a little warning to anyone who does this stuff online. You get what I mean? It's almost like a message. So they're trying to say like, we took out someone as big as Charlie Kirk. Who are you? You get what I mean? So you need to protect yourself. Virtual meetups, ID checks, security when needed. lawyers when needed. You need practical safety because that beats virtue signaling. You also need to build solidarity. If a brother or sister in the scene gets threatened, don't cancel them. You protect them. Amplify their report. Make sure they don't feel alone. Like, and if that rings harsh, good. It's supposed to. Maybe you're uncomfortable by me making this video. You should. That's the point, because this is the reality of the situation and you need to move forward from it. So you need to pony up for yourself and for your people. Because I don't want to end on a downer. The fight is worth it. The laughs are necessary. The courage is real. We are living through a toxic moment where nonsense and violence try to steal the narrative. But every single person who documents, reports, organizes, and stays clever is chipping away at that toxicity. Because now you need to picture a keyboard tough guy who just threatened you. In a year, he's still angry at 2 a.m. tweeting into the void while you're on the beach. You paid for my merch, and you're laughing at the little man who thought death threats were a personality trait. That's the revenge you want, right? You don't want to respond and feed them that energy. You want to be safe and successful. So be smart, be funny, be savage, but don't be reckless. Protect your people, protect your families, file the reports, seek refugee status if you must. And please subscribe to me so that I can keep making the content. Isaphumi content. They won't stop me. Listen carefully. You must listen carefully. If anyone in the audience is thinking of sending a threat, don't. We see you, we save your screenshots, we report you, we dox you. Did I say dox? You got me. I know where you are first. Nonetheless, stay safe, stay funny, and keep speaking. They can try to scare me, but they cannot silence an entire movement of people who choose to live on purpose. This is the Summer Sambit, and like always, stay safe out there. Hey guys. Yeah, I'll see you next time.